to the Wolfkeeper, a show that's just about everything that you could maybe think about, everything that you can feel that's inside of your heart. What I need for you to do right now is spend the next hour relaxing. Just stop your day before you go into 12 o'clock. And I just want y'all to close your minds, open your hearts, and relax and go on this journey with me. It's a beautiful place that you're about to go, because I want to make you feel, I want to just open you up and think about some things you never really thought about. Right now, the Wolfkeeper. Come on. Good morning, y'all. Come on. It's the Wolfkeeper show. Get ready. Come on, let's go. Yeah. Woo. Yeah. It's the Wolfkeeper show. Your boy, Toriano Sanzoni. Yeah. Chanelli Nell. My boy Tyrone Scott somewhere rocking the Doogie Dogs. Denzel's in his house. Shacky Shack. And for all the people out there that love us, we love you back. Thank you all. Get ready for an amazing show with the Wolfkeeper. Get ready. Here we go. Everybody out there that loves us, we love you back. Thank you all. It's Toriano Sanzoni with my co-host Chanelli Nell. How you feeling, Chanelli Nell? Where's she at? Did I lose her already? And we have an amazing Fatima Nefertiti in the house today. How you feel? I feel you. I hear you perfectly. I am so excited. You look amazing. You look vibrant. I love that. I love your turquoise. You got the sun. You got the sun. Oh, you in Florida? Oh, you're not even here. I thought you was. Fatima, I thought you were close to me. You didn't tell me you were leaving. I'm so... Fatima, we talked about this last time. Didn't we talk about this? You know about how I feel about separation anxiety. You always do this to me. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah.
Wait, uh-oh. And I want to. So we can't hear Fatima on Facebook. Uh-oh. Let me see. Wait, Fatima, unmute yourself unmute your Zoom and just turn the volume down.
Okay.
Okay.
How is that?
Rejoice, how is that? Is that good? Rejoice is an amazing producer. She just peace
Thank
out
you,
to Rejoice. She makes so much.
I love that name.
Rejoice,
just, you know,
is so
it makes you want to rejoice. It just reminds you. It reminds you to rejoice. That's beautiful.
No, and she has a sister named Love. I love them. It's Rejoice and Love. Let me see what she says. Let's see if she gives us. Okay, Rejoice just gave us the thumbs up. We can go. So you're in Florida. I'm so proud of you. You just now, Fatima Nefertiti. First and foremost, thank you for your service. You served our country. You're a veteran. Welcome home. Vets are near and dear to my heart. With all the social unrest that's going on out there, and for anyone, but especially Black women, to intentionally join the U.S. military because they love their country that much, and it hurts my heart with all that's going on in this world and how beautiful Black Americans are treated when human beings like you put your life on the line. Because I'm not going, Chanel's not going. My whole family's military. I'm not going. I love military. I respect the fact that freedom's not free at all, that it comes with the highest of costs, and I respect the fact that you have preserved the right and the privilege that I can sit here in my fancy pink outfit with my friend Chanel over there. Colorful. Chanel's over there sitting, relaxing, watching Days of Our Lives.
What color is she wearing?
What color is she wearing? She's fancy too.
What color? You fancy too, Neil? I bet you are.
But she probably has some.
Yeah,
fancy
your aura.
Some Gucci Louis.
Just illuminating. Yeah.
But thank you though. I mean, for
in your Gucci t-shirt.
Thank you for serving our country though. Thank you. I mean that.
Oh, absolutely, my pleasure.
I mean that more than ever. I really do. I mean from my heart. I really mean it. That means because I want to talk about that first. I want to talk about your commitment to our country. I want to talk about your dogs. I want to talk about health and wellness. I want to talk about CBD. We got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about in 45 minutes, if possible. But how are you with all your commitment to our country and you serving our country? First of all, can you tell us your rank and tell us what branch did you serve under?
Oh, well, I served under the Air Force. I was in the Air Force. So it was right out of high school. I knew I didn't want to I wanted to go to college because I wanted to be a marine biologist. My grades did not reflect that. So I had to find an alternative. And I knew that I have an uncle that, rest his soul, that served in the military. And he was a Marine, and his picture was in my grandmother's house, so I would see his picture all the time. And plus he would come over and, and he's always so, strong and so just very funny, but very, military, very military. I mean, just militant. And so when I got out of high school, I just was like, well, I think I want to go to the Air Force. And my mom fully supported that. My grandmother actually had supported it so much that the first time she ever flew in an airplane was to watch me graduate basic training. So
Wow.
that, you know, yeah, that was the only plane flight she's ever taken in her life, and the only one she ever took. So it was important to me to do something, you know, for my country. I knew I wanted to serve my country. I knew I wanted to serve people, really. You know what I mean? It's mainly like, it was always like the people thing, because my grandmother was a teacher, and so, you know, you're used to that environment of, you know, always teaching. She had 10 children, so it was always children around and people around. So that whole thing about teaching. So I wanted to be able to serve in the way that I thought was, you know, best for me. So I thought, you know, going to the military.
That's so brave. I mean, so right out of high school, my beautiful high school sweetheart, Alicia Jennings Moore, rest her soul, also went to the Air Force. She was down in Texas somewhere. I don't know where in Texas she was at.
Yeah.
I can't remember. That was back in 92.
Probably Shepherd. She might have been at Shepherd Air Force Base, probably. Shepherd.
But I just remember talking to her on the phone. I remember the letters, and she was just like, what have I gotten myself into? I mean, I used to feel for her, because I'm sitting up in college, like partying, stumbling home, and she'd be on the phone in tears. How brave of you! I mean, to leave. What makes a senior in high school say, I want to sign up and put myself through one of the most intense?
Well, I was in ROTC, so I did ROTC my sophomore year and my junior year, and then I didn't do it my senior year. But I went to North Central High School in Indianapolis. That's where I'm from Indianapolis. So so I was in ROTC, and I was like, I love that whole. It's just something about that military lifestyle and everything about it. You know, I used to watch it. You know, my mom was very like, you know, we made up our beds. We had to make corners. I mean, I was flipping quarters off my bed. And my mom never went to the military, ever. She called me by my last name. Me and my sister, we were always called by our last name. So I was known as Ford for so many years that when I got into the military, it was just like, no big deal. My mom calls me by my last name. So it was like.
So you had a structured household then?
Yeah, weird. Oh yes.
So and I love what I love about you is that you are one. You don't even know this till you meet you, because one, you're just a magnificent human being. You're the most in shape human being I know, right? And someone might think that, oh, she's this tough military person. You're one of the sweetest human beings and one of the kindest human beings. Because you're a total softie. But here you are in the Air Force, right, taking commands.
I know.
And then you own two of the most dangerous. I mean, the Japanese Akita is one of the most fiercest dogs on the planet. I mean, they're used to hunt bears and large animals. Yeah. And you not only have one, you have two of them, and they're not small, they're big. But you teach yoga. I love it. So it's military, it's the Air Force military, Japanese Akitas, and then yoga and meditation. I love it.
And I'm a grandma.
and you're a grandma.
So that's
you're a grandma.
And I'm a grandma.
Like I love it. So you
so yeah.
Can you? I just want to just. I mean, I can talk about military forever. I just want to ask you. How do you feel right now? What's going on with all the social unrest? And how do you feel as someone that served our country and some of the terrible things that are being said about, you know, Black Americans not being patriotic, defunding the police, because obviously our military is the highest level of global policing, you know, that you were a part of. And how do you feel like right now? I mean, because part of how we met was because through our program where we trained your dogs to become service dogs, because, you know, and it hurts my heart because Alicia Jennings Moore, who I mentioned before, she didn't make it in 2015. My beautiful friend, she took her life. She never, when she got back from the military, she just couldn't process. And every day, 25 to 30 men and women that served our country take their lives, and I'm a product of a military family, so I know what it means. How do you feel right now with all this going on with the social unrest and Black Americans from military to policing to just civilians?
Well, from let me just go here from military. Years later, I ended up working for 911. So I worked for the Mary County Sheriff's Department in the IPD, Indianapolis Police Department, as a dispatcher. And of course, being a veteran and everything, that really helped me to be able to get, to acquire that position because of that service and being able, to connect with situations when they're happening. And there's a lot of, some traumatic situation happening, and being able to focus in on what the particulars are and the details are. And so to go from military to be, a service for the police department and the sheriff's department, and then to still, have this skin and be pulled over and possibly not make it home, or to see my, it can really mess you up in your head, because, you're for 3.5 years, I'm on the phone taking emergency calls from people who have emergencies. And it's like, and I'm working for these people that are supposed to be serving and servicing these people who are in distress or in despair, or they've, maybe found someone, that has taken their life. Maybe a family member came home and there's like, a terrible scene when they get there, because of whatever. But it's like, to go from being that person to servicing, and then to being in the car and still, when I see a police officer behind me, I still kind of like, I cringe up, I'm kind of like, I get the little feeling a little bit, knowing that I'm legit, like there's nothing that would need for him to pull me over for, but just because of my Black self, my brown skin, my hair and all that stuff, they see that, they don't see, oh, she's a veteran. Oh, she was, she worked for the police department. Oh, she, has family that were veterans, and it doesn't matter. And so what that does is it can bring on a lot of anxiety. I mean, of course, it can bring on a lot of despair and just complete, oh gosh, I mean, complete unrest within your own spirit, And so that's, that brings it all. That's why all those things I've done, but everything comes back to yoga and meditation, because if I didn't have that balance to center myself and to, remind myself of the beauty of my people and the beauty of myself and the beauty of the things that my spirit wants to do, like help others. Like you kind of have to just bask in the goodness of yourself, so much that you don't even allow those other things to penetrate. A lot of times in my teachings, we start with breath, and then we start to create our aura of protection. And that right there, I don't need to watch a lot of the things on television. I know they're happening. I need to know, but I don't need to, and I don't need to just dive into, I don't need to just dive into it on a daily basis, because that doesn't feed my spirit. It damns it, it dims it. It dims my light. Oh yeah. You do, and you have to have that balance, though. Like I know the current situations. I know people who are working in other organizations that give me information about some things that aren't publicized on the news. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? I definitely get my downloads, and all that. But at the same time, it's like, okay, take that in, and what do I do with this? Okay, how can I service people with this? It's like solution-based time. It's not all about, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. Okay, solution-based. Okay, what are we going to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do we do from day to day, from moment to moment, to just get up out of the bed and want to go outside and get in our car and drive?
So Fatima, how you and I met, were through a program that we were working with through Rush University, where they commissioned us to train service dogs for veterans, and we trained your dogs. Let's segue into that. How did your beautiful dogs help you
You still there?
How did your beautiful dogs help you deal with your return home?
Absolutely. Well, actually, when I got the girls, it was just 5 years ago. I've been out of the military for several years, over 20 years. I'm 46, so this was a long time ago. But when I did get home, I got this little terrier, and she was all white, and she was super energized. And my mother, I had to, I moved in with my mom because you leave the military and it can go either way. So I went home. I wanted to be in her space. I wanted to be in her aura. But I wanted a dog. I was like, Mom, I think I need a dog. And she never, ever we never had a pet of any kind whatsoever, right? So right. I'm like, I'm grown. I'm a grown woman. I could be, living somewhere else. But I just wanted us. And so anyway, long story short, we get this little terrier, and oh my goodness, I called her. She was white, so I just called her, come on, white. She's just, that was her name. And so I was like,
her name was White. I love it.
Her name was White. And I was like, come on, White. And she just, she was my, I think her energy helped with my energy, because I was always, thinking and always moving, always, trying to keep my mind busy. So I didn't have to think on anything in particular. And so, she kept me, centered and grounded on more than just myself, So that was one little puppy that brought light to me. But now at this time, with the girls within these 5 years, and then having them trained by you guys, it's like it's a totally different environment. It's a totally different relationship that I have with my animals, that I have with my dogs. Now I see the therapy, like I see the therapy, that they give. I see and understand how and why they, act a certain way. And it's all because basically if I'm tripping and flipping out, then, she's like, they're like, look, Mom, we're going to react to whatever you got going on. So if you need to kind of get it together, yes. Right? Right. So it's like, they really help keep me grounded. Having them like, being able to walk with them and have them not at a particular space, like not at a distance. They can be right next to me. And I mean, just everything about your training just changed my whole relationship with animals, period. Like totally different. I even look at giraffe and the birds that I see out here in Florida all the time. I'm even like, yeah, birds, like I understand, it does give you a deeper connection with nature and everything when you have that understanding of animals.
For someone that doesn't, because unfortunately a lot of people don't believe that this canine can actually prevent a veteran from taking their lives. I know it, you know it, but for people out there that really don't believe the power of that canine, can you just speak to that?
I've had some really awesome dogs since I got home, and it's something about the connection. It's something about the connection with you and them, and they just want to please you. Like they just want to be with you. They want to help you, and so when they're reading your emotions, like when they read their feelings, they'll catch it before it even gets there. Like before you'll be having maybe like a thought way back in the back of your head. Next thing you know, like here comes Kyra or Kona, and they're just kind of like brushing up against me, and I'm like, and I start to rub her, and I'm like, oh, okay, I know why you're here. You knew where I was going in my thoughts. You knew where I was about to go. You could feel that vibration was changing, and so I mean, man, it just gives me so much joy and so much calmness. To be with them. And they yoga with me. They love to yoga with me. which is another thing that we did with you at
you're doing our doggy yoga with them?
Absolutely. I've always kind of had them there. They'll come and get on the mat, but if they know I'm really like doing a practice, they'll kind of sit on the side of the mat. But now they like really want to be on the mat, and they're like, stretching out. I'm like, okay, like, come on, my turn. Kona comes in and she like looks at me like, come on, okay, come on, like it's my turn. You know what I mean? So I get to stretch them out, and then I get to do Thai massage on them because they like the body work. They love getting the massage and stuff. So I incorporate a little Thai. So they'll come over for a service. I mean, like for their own, pleasure.
And for everyone that's watching today, thank you so much. Fatima, Nefertiti, we met through as clients, and then we became really great friends. And then you became, I want to call you one of my mentors because I was fortunate enough to live across the street from the Aveda Institute. And one of my mentors in '92 worked directly for Horus, who created Aveda. So I was exposed to all kind of Aveda and Horus mindsets directly, right? And I've had some of the best massages on the planet. I was across the street from the institute that basically prided themselves on wellness, that controlled wellness for real for probably over 20 years, hardcore.
Yeah.
But your massage, your technique, you're so intuitive. It's just it's a massage that's unlike any other, and there's an energy unlike any other, which is very just indicative of who you are as a person, because here you are, this person that was able to make it through successfully one of the most stringent military trainings in the world, because we have a world-class military. Thanks for all the men and women that have served.
Yes.
And then here you are with these powerful dogs. And then those that don't know, the Japanese Akita really is. People ask me, like, what's one of the toughest dogs that you can have? Is, a Japanese Akita is definitely in my top 5. And yours that you've raised are like, for real, they're some of the most gentlest. I didn't even, at first I was like, there's no way we're going to even get these dogs to be, when you first told me what you had, I was like, okay, I'm going to humor her and make her think that these dogs are going to be able to, to be able to make it through our training for what we wanted them to do. And they totally did. They're they're like, literally, they're like low key, like they're like cats. They're so gentle. It's almost weird how gentle and calm these dogs are. But then you still have to handle them. So you have a certain dexterity and energy that makes animals and people calm. And your Thai massage, I've had Thai massage before, but yours literally, it's so therapeutic, it's so deep, it's so intentional that I've never met anyone like that. What do you attribute to some of the reasons why you're so into giving that level of wellness, and how did you get to that point of even doing that?
I started yoga in '93 with Jane Fonda.
I love it.
That's my mentor. So
I love it.
Whatever you want to say, Jane Fonda is a beast when
the old Jane Fonda workout.
She's hilarious on that show with her Grace and whatever on Netflix. Like, I love Jane Fonda because the Jane Fonda workouts was the bomb, and my mom would buy all the what was that back then? Back then, like
records. It was records back then.
Yeah. So she would buy those things, and I would just follow the workouts because I loved.
There's a throwback, Jane Fonda.
So she came out in '93 with yoga videos and meditation.
Wow.
And I wanted to be a bodybuilder. So I was doing muscle fitness, and I was doing all the juices and the drinking the eggs and bodybuilding. I mean, bench pressing. I was doing all the stuff and working out with the guys and everything. But I wanted something that would like balance that. I was looking for balance. Once again, balance. And so I was looking for balance. And so I don't even know how it happened. Somehow I just saw the Jane Fonda videos, and I was like, yoga. So since '93, I've been playing around with yoga, practicing every day for years, and then I broke away from it until I injured myself. Got back into yoga, and it just really helps you to stay balanced. And so when I went to school for Thai massage, being a yoga instructor for so long, and that practice is so therapeutic, and it's so intentional, and it's so like reorganizing. It reorganizes the body's energy system. It like rearranges things that you like got all stuck and stagnated in your muscles and in your joints and in your tissues. And so the gentleness comes from the fact that like you want to be gentle with the person, but you still want to give them that pressure in order to relieve that pain, because pressure is relieved, pain is relieved by pressure. So you got to apply a little pressure and gently, with that intentional mind, deliver that person healing, which is what you want. So before I even start, I start with a prayer that, I am being open to serve this person and to heal this body, to guide them towards a space of homeostasis and balance in their life. And so once I start, everything that I do from there is going to be what you need. So, you know what I mean? So it's not like everyone's the same. I don't put everyone on the mat and everyone gets the same exact service. It may start the same, but somewhere in there, your body says, I'm tight right here. I don't, I can't, so that's basically what it is. It's just feeling, it's connecting with that person and asking if they're ready to receive the healing. Because if they're not ready to receive it, then it's, like, why are you there in the first place?
And you really, in everything you're saying, I mean, you don't, especially right now, because people are stressing out, people are like tense, people are angry, people are mad, and you really don't get that that level of like commitment until you experience, and it's not just anyone. I want to say it's you specifically with your yoga. I'm going to speak for you. I think a lot has to do with the fact that you, just through your military training and everything, that it almost had a reverse effect on you, because you're so calm. You're just like, because almost even when we met, I'm just like, why are you even in the program? You're so calm. You have this just natural, you have a natural inherent calm energy. It's almost like interesting that you even joined the military. I mean, we need more people like you in the military. Right. We need more people like
I used to hear that.
Working at
I used to like hear that from my master sergeants, that like my sergeants would say stuff like that. I'm so calm, Ford. You're so calm. I'm like, yes, sir. Like, what do I say? Like, yeah, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, I remember my sergeant telling me one day it was time for graduation from basic training. I was at Lackland Air Force Base, Texas, and it was the week of graduation, and she came to me and she said, Ford, she's very, very Texan. Ford, I want to meet the woman that made you. And I was like, okay.
I love it.
I was like, okay, I love it. You'll meet her and my grandmother. So yeah, finding balance is the main thing, but don't get me wrong, I have my moments. I have my moments. I know you've probably seen a post of mine on Instagram where I had to kind of talk to racist COVID-19, and I can't remember who the other person was, but I had to get it out a little bit. And it was basically saying that, I'm a mother, I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother, I am an African, and all the things that our ancestors have done, have been through with you, because of you. I'm still going to remain in my space of balance, and I'm still going to guide people to help them find that space themselves. Because no matter what part of this thing you're in, no matter what level of this thing that you're in, because you can be whatever level you want to be. I want you to be a part of the level of this thing. Okay. But at the same time, you have to have a level mind. You got to be able to think strategically. And you can't do that if you're eating a bunch of toxic food, if you're having a bunch of toxic thoughts, and if you're not balancing those things out with some other natural, essential oils and, aromatherapies and some yoga, some meditation, some Pilates. I don't care, whatever it is. Find something that brings balance to that chaotic space. Let's not let that be the entire circle. If it's going to be a part of it, okay. But we know we have control over that. So finding that balance is what I do. That's what I teach. That's what I do in my practice. That's what I do in my yoga. That's what I do in judo and karate. That's what I do in my grandma-isms. That's what what I'm saying? Like,
I love it.
I got work to do, man. I got work to do. I've been through some things. I've been through some times, hard times, difficult things. It's like, it's time to live this best life. It's time to live this best life and teach others. Teach others. Teach others.
I'm getting shivers. Tammy Yemi, you just checked in. We have my Aunt Tammy from Bellwood, Illinois. What's going on, Tammy?
Yes, ma'am, it is. How are you? I am well, thank you. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Uh-huh. Right. Right.
Uh-oh.
Yes. Your meditation is used to help clear clear your thoughts, not necessarily to not allow them to come, because thoughts are going to come. They're going to come, and then the thing about us is we like to not only allow them to come, but we want to figure them out, and we got a little time right now. I'm just sitting here. We got a little time right now. I can figure out this, that, and the other. Well, the thing is, the first concentration is on your breath. So when you're in meditation and you're not listening to any other guided, uh, spaces, like no one's guiding you through YouTube or anything, and you're just in your meditation in silence, the first thing you want to do is always concentrate on breath. And that's through it all. Inhaling. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, you should turn off the sounds. Turn off the sounds. Don't. Okay. So either the purpose of guided meditation. Yeah. And exactly. Turn that off. Because what the guided meditation is showing you, inhale, hold a deep breath. In your guided meditation to yourself, be in silence and guide yourself just that same way. Inhale through your nose. Deep inhale, exhale, count 3 down. So you're telling yourself, these are now your thoughts. Your concentration is on your breath. So once you get your mind on that, then, and don't push yourself. If you do a 10 or 15-minute guided meditation with YouTube, don't expect that you're going to do a 10 and 15-minute guided meditation with yourself. Give yourself 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Don't be gentle with yourself. Exactly. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let your let yeah. Yeah. Let your breath be your guide. Let your breathing be your guide. Cut the time down to about 5 minutes. Turn off everything. Now, after that 5 minutes that you've done it, if you want to do another 5 minute with music on, then turn it on and then practice that breathing through the sounds that you're listening to. But still, don't push yourself or expect yourself to be the best at it. It's a practice. A practice means that you do it over and over and over again. You get better and better at it. So, so just be gentle with yourself and cut the time and use your YouTube guided meditation continuously, but listen to what they're saying. The guide is for you to guide yourself. It's teaching you how to guide yourself through your meditation. And then those thoughts and all that stuff, they'll come and they'll go. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And for people that I just realized too that Tammy's calling in through Podbeam, and today we don't have people, how we have it set up, people can't hear on Facebook. So the question that Tammy asked was, how does she stay focused while she's? Oh no, it's fine. But so basically, Fatima explained a process and gave the audience a process in which for getting through that meditation. Which that's a great question, because same thing with me. I just started chanting and joined. And when they chant, they're going 45 minutes.
Yes, I chant too. I understand it. I've had friends that's been Buddhists for over 40 years. So when they're listening to them, I'm like, an hour. I mean, yeah.
They're getting it in. So I mean, but would you agree? Just people should just start where they're at, because some people. I mean, I had already been meditating, so it didn't. That was easy for me to jump into their 45 minutes. But when I first started, I would just do. I tell people to keep it in practice, just keep it practical. So just maybe start with 5 minutes, maybe start with 10 minutes, right? And then work your way up.
Mm-hmm.
Which is another thing too. Someone asked me, like with dog training, and then probably all, Tammy and Nefertiti, you could attest to this, but I mean, dog training, there's a form of meditation with that too. I tell people, walk your dog and just turn your phones off, because I see people constantly walking their dog and they're on their phone. But if you can walk your dog, be present with your animal, and even more difficult, walk your dog and just leave your phone at home. Just be.
That's right. That's. Yeah, but it's very important to be present in your space. That is one of the key important things is being present in meditation. And once the mind starts to lean off to something else, be present. Check out, making sure that you're relaxing your head, that you're relaxing your eyebrows. Are you relaxed? Relax your face, relax your ears, relax your jaw. You just start talking to yourself and giving yourself direction. So you're guiding yourself, away from all the happenings that's going on in your mind. That's when you're at home. And when you're walking your dog, I put my phone is with me, but it's on silent, and I take my dogs for a walk, and I look around, and I enjoy them. And that is walking meditation. Dog walking meditation is one of the most relaxing things that I do in my day, for sure.
Fatima, before we I like to spend our remaining time before we go, and this has been so phenomenal. I thank you so much for taking time out from beautiful Florida.
Absolutely.
To talk. Can we just go over food? Because I know that aside from just, we can talk about, and if people should experience doing yoga with you, people should experience, for sure they have to experience a massage from you. So please find you on Facebook. Is that the best place for a person to find
Absolutely.
you right now? She lives here in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
She's in Florida
I'm
right
in
now.
Florida right now. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
She's a Chicagoan. She's a Chicagoan.
Yeah, I'm a Chicagoan.
Where's the best place for a person to reach you?
That would be Facebook. You can find me on Fatima Nefertiti. That's my Facebook page. Or you can find me on Instagram at wellness_lifer. And
they can just direct message you there on Facebook.
They can direct message me, inbox me on there, or you can go to my website, which is wellnessislife.wakanaforlife.com, and that is my CBD online dispensary. You can message me through there too.
And I promise you, you will not be disappointed. You will, and I'm a critic. I've had for sure at least 50, 60 different massage therapists, for sure, 100%. You are number one.
Thank you so much.
You're number one, right? So,
and I also want to say to your aunt, food. That CBD is great for balancing the mind. CBD is great for really bringing, calming all those different anxieties down and leveling out the body to homeostasis. So it helps with that too. I CBD every day. I have since I signed on with my dispensary in November of 2019 with Wakana. And so my mom uses CBD and now does meditation.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's
amazing. It's life-changing.
It is. So I'm saying, so, find that space and use some of that in the morning before you start your meditation. So, yeah, that's it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And just think about this in the time of a crisis or in the time of that you may come across some type of anxiety. You're going to have to be the one to guide yourself out of that space. So, it may not be a time where you can turn something on and listen to it. So it's your voice. Your spirit wants to hear you. And so you can feed into your spirit what it is that it needs. So and that is what, meditation also helps you do, is to just, feed into yourself what it is that your body and your mind and spirit needs. Yeah.
Wow.
Hey. All right. Okay, good.
Fatima, before we leave, is there, can we see a yoga pose? Is there something simple a person can do at home for themselves? Can we end on that?
Oh, absolutely. Because I live on my mat because it's right here. So something for maybe like just a stretch or a length.
Yeah, what's just something super simple that would be kind of universal for everyone that anyone can do?
We're gonna do tree pose. Tree pose is pretty simple. And tree pose, like every pose in yoga, meets you where you are. So if you're not someone, and you really don't need to see the top part of me, if you're not someone that has a lot of balance, or, you know, you're like, oh, I'm not, you know, I can't stand on one leg. So you're going to find your breath. You always start first by inhaling. You're going to get your feet about hip width apart. You want to stand strong in your thighs. So when I say that, I mean to like engage your thigh muscle, make it nice and strong, tighten your stomach, and tuck your pelvis. So you want to tighten and tuck. You want to stand nice and tall, shoulders are back. Let me see if I can come back a little further. Okay. So from here, you're just going to find your balance in your right leg. So it's almost like you're leaning over a little bit. You're going to turn your foot out. So we inhale and turn the foot out. Exhale and bring the foot in. The knee is going to point out. So it's going to point in the direction of like where your shoulder would be pointing that way. You don't want your knee here in the front. The point is to open the hips. So from here, if you can feel the opening right here, you're taking the knee away and opening up the hips. You want to square the hips in the front. So if the knee still kind of comes forward, it's okay. Meet the knee where it's at. It's good knee. We're going to keep doing this and keep working out. If you can come up higher, you're going to find your breath. Inhale. Exhale and move the leg up. So you want to go between the knee and the ankle. So you want the foot between those two. You never want to put it on the knee because you don't want to apply pressure there. So you'll go below or above. Inhale and exhale. You can press into your thigh with your foot. The knee is pointing out. You're finding your balance in your right foot. So right now, between the ball of my foot and the heel, I'm balanced. If I were to lift my toes, I'm still balanced. Bring the leg out and then shake it out. And you just do the same thing on the other side. Meet yourself where you are and just stay in that space and breathe right here.
So Fatima, can a starting point be for a person just to start right there, just with their ankle up? Because what if they can get their leg up like that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the steps. It starts at the ankle. Some people can't even get their foot to the ankle. So some people will just be here. Just getting a person to stand here to square the hip.
And that's a good starting point. If that's where you're at, you can start there.
Yeah, exactly. You meet yourself where you are. If you find that this is good here, wherever you feel that balance and you're not falling over and injuring yourself, because it's not yoga. And yoga is not being on a cliff, hanging off on one arm. That's not yoga. People are so afraid of yoga because all they see are these real elaborate poses. I can stand on my head, okay, but in my class, I'm not going to, if I have a class of people in chairs or in wheelchairs or paraplegic or whatever, I'm not going to have them standing on their head at this point unless they're at that level, Right. So you meet people where you're at as far as that.
And sometimes people don't see the benefit in yoga. Like, how is that actually benefiting my body by doing this pose? Like, I'm not getting a workout. I'm not exercising. It's not useful. Yeah. What do you say to that person?
Right. Well, then they're not doing it right. Then you're not doing yoga. Because yoga does a lot for every part of the body, mind, and spirit. You have to have focus in order to stand still. Some people have to have focus just to stand still in one spot for a little while. So there you're working with your balance, you're working with focus in order to breathe and move the body at the same time. A lot of people aren't coordinated enough to even know how to breathe in and move their body at the same time. Some people don't even breathe right. Most people don't breathe correctly. So you're not even energizing the body with oxygen. Yoga teaches you how to breathe in and fill the blood with oxygen so that the oxygen can feed the muscles, joints, organs, and everything that's in the tendons. Everybody gets it when you breathe in. So yoga is breath. Yoga is movement. Movement is exercise. Movement is great for the joints and ligaments. Movements make you not be old. You don't want to be old and all decrepit and can't. Yes. Oh, wonderful. Yes. Yes. Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, mhm. Thank you.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Wow. It's the
Oh.
stress I put up with
It's
that
just the
has aged
gray.
me.
It's just the gray. You're all right. Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Oh wow.
Oh, thank you.
You're a
Gratitude.
beautiful grandma.
That's thank you. That's
You and
nutrition for you. I mean, eating vegetables and fruit, and I remember now that you asked me that question. Eating vegetables and fruit and making that my main staple of the day is what keeps it going. I mean, since I've been here in Florida, I've been so happy because I can get mangoes and oranges and muscadine grapes and all the good stuff, that's growing right here. And so I was like,
amen.
man, the first just getting to flush the system and the toxins out. It's been absolutely
Amen.
amazing.
And that makes a
Amazing. So
difference.
nutrition, yes, it makes a huge difference. You got to clean the colon. The Black Panther just passed away from colon cancer. Colons are very important.
Yep. And I fortunately, I mean, another amazing person I want to bring on my show is Karen Cabrizi, who started Karen's Fresh Food, and her, and shout out to my
Yes.
mentor Jim Morgan, who are raw foodists, where we've been cleaning the colon. I mean, we've been doing colonics. Well, I was introduced to colonics back in 2000, and I'm down. Hey, I am not afraid of a colonic or an enema. Bring it on.
Well, I work with Dr. Camilla Alfred here in Chicago, and
Okay.
she's a hydrocolon therapist and
Oh.
and a naturopath, and she does colon therapy. I mean, she does colonics and actually taught me
Oh, it's
about
fascinating.
colonics and how
I
to do them. So it's amazing
I'm
the
down.
way that the system works. It's amazing.
I'm
So you
down
got
for
to come and
seeing
check us out at the clinic.
I'm down for seeing some poop
Yeah.
too. I've seen it. I've done
I do it too, right? And parasites and all the other interesting things that we eat.
always deep. I mean,
Yeah.
when you get your body to that level, because you're that's, I mean, the two dogs you have that you're so athletic. I mean, you stay in shape with that, and dogs keep people in shape. And I would encourage anyone that's listening to this to seek out Miss Fatima Nefertiti, find her on her Facebook. We're bringing her back in February, because next time we bring you back, I want to demonstrate your smoothies. And I mean, we could talk forever because you have so much wealth of information, from nutrition to wellness, her karate, her judo. I mean, helping people, just someone that you need to meet 100%. So I want to thank you, Tammy, for calling in. You're gonna make me go. I'm gonna go dye my beard because of you now, so I don't have that grandpa look. And,
with you, but know that your beard is I mean, it's distinguished. I love people. Obviously,
I love it.
White, so I have nothing against gray hair. Toriano knows that I was gray for the last 8 years, and I've got more compliments being gray than when my hair was still black. So.
Shout out to all the gray hair people. But all right, I want to thank everyone for joining our podcast today. This is on Facebook and Podbean. Go find Fatima Nefertiti. Sign up for some yoga and some massage, like ASAP. That's what I'm saying. Joining the Wolfkeeper. I'll see you all tomorrow, Thursday. We're going to be talking to about, actually, you should call in tomorrow too, Fatima. We're going to be talking about agriculture and farming. Some beautiful, amazing human beings, Joel, Joseph, and Ethan from Wyoming. We're going to be talking about agriculture and farming and how to grow your own foods. So that's tomorrow. All right. I thank you all. Love you all. Peace and love. I'm out. Thank you.